We're Lynn.
And Nisha.
And you're watching
BTS MVP!
Welcome to another episode of BTS MVP, where we pick out the most iconic moments and the most valuable member for each of their biggest hits. But before we get to today's song, let's talk about the drink of the day.
The drink of the day is Yogo Vera, a juice-like Korean drink that we found at our local Korean store. BTS has no affiliation.
I have strawberry flavor here. What flavor do you have?
I have pineapple.
All right, we're gonna give it a try. It smells sweet.
Sugary.
All right.
Ready?
Huh.
There are things that are not liquid in my mouth.
Oh no! The strawberry one seems pretty smooth. It's good. It kind of tastes like
Freezies.
Yeah, or maybe like
Popsicles?
milkshakes, maybe popsicles.
Popsicles? There are chunks in mine. I'm not loving that.
Well, it's not
That's
bad.
for me.
I would drink. We should probably point out that there is an obscene amount of sugar in this drink.
So much.
So much sugar, like way more than pop or
54
juice
grams
or something like
in the
that.
whole bottle.
Yeah, so
But
it's really...
Technically, the bottle is 2 servings.
Yeah, it's a treat. It's a treat food.
The song of the day is...
Our song of the day is Idol, which is one of their best songs.
Everybody has a good part in this song, which made it so hard to decide on this week.
This is a very difficult song to choose. And in fact, for our honorable mentions, we're going to give a very brief shout out to everybody, because everybody has a really standout moment in this song. I can definitely...
Honorable mentions.
That's right. For example, J-Hope does this. And Jin does this. And Jungkook does this. So all of those moments we love in Idol, but we really want to talk about some moments that stand out even more for us. All right, so now we'll talk about our true honorable mentions. We have one in common and one that's a little bit different. So first, why don't you go? Who's your first honorable mention?
My first honorable mention is Suga, which I find myself drawn to in this song in particular. In his first small rap part, which is quite short, he has his iconic Suga scream. And then in Suga's second rap part, he gets the iconic lines of, I do my thing.
Oh,
I love myself.
Yeah. Plus, in his second rap in particular, I love the rhythm of it. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
It's sharp. It's cutting.
It's really good. It's one of my favorite Suga raps. I had a really hard time choosing my second honorable mention between Suga and my own choice, which is Jimin. I had to go with Jimin because he gets the iconic line, "You can't stop me loving myself." Like, seriously, that is what this song is about.
The most aggressive self-love known to mankind.
Yeah, I agree. It's so iconic, and I just really love that part of the song. And then also Jimin gets the bridge, which is very beautiful, stands out a lot. It's that part that goes, I'm so fine everywhere I go.
Oh, that is a good part. But doesn't he share the bridge with Jin?
Yes, it's part Jimin, part Jin, but then Jimin gets both the introductory part, I'm so fine wherever I go, and then at the end of the bridge, he gets a distinctive little scream.
Ah, another scream.
I'm so fine wherever I go. It's okay.
I agree with you though. Suga was an outstanding. I mean, everybody's outstanding in this song. Suga stood out, Jimin stood out. But more than both of those, we have an honorable mention who we both really loved in this song.
Yes.
So our top honorable mention and narrowly missing the MVP spot is
V.
V is great in this song. He has
So good.
Yeah, several really memorable moments.
Yes.
Starting with this one.
I never gonna trade.
Choo choo.
Choo choo! It's so good. I don't know what possessed them to put that in this song, but
Perfect.
so good, right? I know. I love that moment.
Where
so
would we
much.
be without that?
Yeah, so true. So true. And then he also has this moment.
오늘도 다른 날 맞이해. 어차피 전부 다 나에게. 고민보다는 게 달리네. Running man, running man, running man.
All right, let's see if we can do it. Go ahead.
Running man, running man, running man. Brah!
That was very passionate.
Thank you. You know, I had energy. I had stuff to give.
Let's get it. Running man, running man, running man. Brah! Hey, that was like probably the best I ever did it.
I think probably.
Yeah.
You have to roll your tongue. Can you roll your R's?
I cannot, no.
It's not a D noise, it's a
I don't know. I'm terrible. And there's more?
Well, I just really like the vibes of his little singing part. I don't know what it's called. The part after RM.
Da, 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 da.
You can play that here
Talk.
instead of this low rent version. I really like the vibes of that particular part.
Me too. And plus the choreography in that
flow.
part is
Yes.
so good. Like whenever we hear this song,
I was trying not to influence it.
We're all doing the little freeze move. It's really good. Yeah. So V, excellent work in this song. Excellent work. I mean, for the running man part alone, yeah, he deserves it.
In a normal song, V, you would have been the MVP.
Truth.
But this is not a normal song.
That's right. All right, who is our MVP? As if you haven't guessed because we've already discussed everybody else.
Would you like to?
Sure. The MVP of Idol is RM. For me, Idol is hard to choose, but at
So
the same
hard.
time,
It's so obvious at the
we
same
both
time.
absolutely agree that it's an RM song. Yeah. He sets the tone for this song. I feel like the idea behind this song is very RM.
Do you?
Yeah, the fact that, because he, I think maybe more than the others, struggled with the fact that they were an idol band as opposed to, a rap band or something.
True. RM got a lot of hate for that.
That's right. And so I think this was a very personal song for him. But setting that aside, I mean, we don't know that for sure. There's also like his contribution to this song, which starts with this.
Can't call me artist. Can't call me idol. 아님 어떤 다른 뭐라 해도 idol.
Which, I mean, like, that's so iconic. I hate to use the word iconic many
Seminal.
times, but yeah, it's so good.
It's Day Back.
That's right. That's good. Stay back. And yeah, he sets up the whole idea of the song, and also he has a cute little choreo moment when he's doing that, which we love to imitate poorly.
Kind of looks like Iron Man.
That's right. That's right. But then on top of that, he has so many other iconic lines, including this part.
I know what I am. I know what I want. I never gonna change. I never gonna change.
And he's so powerful when he says
Yes.
those words, Like,
RM growl.
it's one of those cases where it's a very personal thing to BTS that they're never going to change, they're never going to trade, but it has like a universal feel to it, Like there's
I can relate.
everybody has something in their life where they
Yes.
feel like, oh,
A core value.
yeah, exactly. And also the feeling that you're okay with who you are and everyone else can take a hike.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then there's other little touches that RM adds to this whole song, including the talk it, at least in the first segment.
Yes.
Later, Sugar does that part.
Oh, does he? Chincha.
Chincha. And then also at the end of the song, when in the choreo, they do the big moment where they all sit down and they do the little jerk at the end. There's a little RM yell at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
You know how I love a good yell.
It's cute. So yeah, that's a lot of reasons, and it's really well deserved. RM, you're the MVP of Idol. Time for some fun facts. Well, I had a few fun facts about this song. Like, for example, there's a version with a Nicki Minaj rap in it, which probably everybody knows, but that's digital only, actually. It was never on the actual
album.
Love Yourself Answer album.
Interesting.
And also the fact that this song incorporates a lot of traditional Korean sounds and drums and elements from traditional Korean music, which led to them doing the awesome performance of it on Jimmy Fallon's show, where they performed at that palace.
That was such a good performance.
But really what I wanted to talk about was item for discussion.
Yes.
Is Idol the best BTS hair era?
That is a good question.
Okay, so let us review. There's V has the half and half hair, where it's half blonde and half pink, and Jin is blonde Jin.
Oh, blonde Jin.
Blonde Jin. It's a narrow time period where we had blonde Jin, and that was very exciting.
Is good.
And then Suga has the dark red hair, which is my favorite color on him, while Jungkook has like the strawberry hair. So cute.
Oh, and then colorful era.
And RM doing like the silvery blue thing, which
is
perfect on him.
One of my favorite RMs is silvery blue.
That's right. And then of the remaining two, we've got J-Hope doing a very nice chestnut, which is great for him.
Gorgeous acorn hair boy.
That's right. And then Jimin had sort of like a light golden, light brown, dark blonde kind of color.
Very nice on Jimin.
Yeah. So I gotta say, I think Idol could be the best hair era.
I'd say Dynamite would beat Idol hair.
Really?
I loved that Dynamite hair. They were all so pretty.
Okay, well, my heart is with the Idol hair. So I'm interested to know what you guys think. Let us know.
Comment down below. What is your favorite BTS hair era?
All right.
Ask me what my blood type is.
What's your blood type?
A doll. A doll. Like DOLL.
Okay. Okay. So
that's it.
That's why Idol will always be an RM song for us. Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree or have an opinion about their hair. As usual, I will put all the links to all the clips that we used in the description.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when we post new videos. This has been BTS MVP.